Okay, so what we're going to do today is a kind of Leona Lewis cocoa inspired look. She has a bunch of beautiful looks in her videos, both the American version and the British version, but one that I really liked was a kind of cocoa look with a little shimmer over it and a kind of smoky eye. So that's what I'm going to try to recreate right now. I know she has a blue smoky eye and a green smoky eye, and I'm not doing those, so sorry. Maybe later. Okay, so what I've done is I've started with a little Urban Decay primer potion because I ran out of my prime time. So I have that on, and then I have on my 50-50 mix of Well Rested and Clear Radiance as the base. And then I just have a little bit of Winter White under the brow as a highlight. And on this eye, I've already put some Cocoa, which is a shade from Bare Essentials. And so that's what I'm going to be using just as a kind of base color on both my lids. And I'm just doing this from lash to crease here. And as always, I kind of start in the middle, but it doesn't matter because I want a kind of heavy coating of the cocoa. A nice even kind of heavy coating. It's a kind of light brown, maybe with a little bit of pinkishness to it, but it really does look like cocoa. Hence the name. And I am kind of going just into the crease area a little bit, not above the crease, but just in all the way up to the crease. So what I'm going to do next is use Bark as my crease color, kind of just on the outer V corner, but I'm going to blend it a little bit. And this is a liner shadow, and as you can see, no, you can't. So as you can see, I just have a very tiny amount in the lid, and I'm just going to kind of tap my brush a little bit into just a tiny bit of Bark. Since it's a liner, you really don't need a lot, and it's not going to really coat my brush. And just to make sure it's not too dark, you might want to, I'll get this straight, you might just want to kind of like tap it on your hand and make sure it's not too dark. And if it's not really showing up at all, then maybe you didn't get enough. But so you just, you know, do that so to get a good idea of how dark it's going to be on your lid. Okay. And whenever you're doing liner shadows as shadows, you just want to be careful, especially with really dark colors like this. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of start near the lash line here on the outer corner and kind of blend it like that, swoop it back, and then up into the crease a little bit. And I just want to darken it just a little bit over there. I don't want major, like on the V video that I did, you can really see a defined V. And that's not really what I'm after. I'm just after a little bit of darkening in the corner here. Nothing too dramatic. So just have a little bit of a darkened area over there, and you can kind of see it when my eyes open too, that it's just darker just out in that little bit. And I didn't really go above the crease there too much either, just kind of right into the crease and V kind of area. And that's all I'm going to do in terms of blending. I don't really do a lot of blending. I try to use brushes that will give you a blended effect without really having to go back and, you know, really try to get the color right. So if you use a nice fluffy brush like this, you could even use the Bare Essentials Eye Defining brush and kind of just go back at an angle up to the crease, and you'll probably get a similar effect. So just any nice fluffy brush that isn't gonna overdo it. And then if you're done putting pigment on and you do want to kind of blend it just a little, you can go back like that without any pigment and blend it in. And you just get that little darkening on the outside. And that's all I want, nothing too dramatic. So now we're going to do the foiling. And I'm going to just foil Celestine right over the cocoa, and I'm going to just kind of blend it back, and I'm going to want the most intense color in the middle, and then I'm going to go work my way in and then just kind of go out, but I'm not going to try to foil all the way to the outside of the lid. So I just want it to kind of fade back. So we'll just put it right on top And I'm using the medium shadow brush from Target here. It's kind of a little bit more flexible brush, and since I just want the sparkle kind of look over the matte shadow, this is a good brush to use. It's not as stiff as the concealer brush. Okay, and you see, since I did the beginning, I had barely any left on my brush, and when I did the outside, and so I just want a little sparklier. Sparklier? It's not really a word. A little more sparkly on the inner bit. And just to blend it, if you wanted, you could put the brush kind of like at an angle inside and then go up like this, and that'll blend it into the color on top. And so there you have the foiled part. Now I'm going to just line with Retro, and I'm going to wet line on top, and then I'm going to do a dry line on the bottom, and then add some black liner on my waterline. So I've already lined this eye. I think you can see my lining techniques better on this eye. So and I'll just wing it out just a little bit so that we have a nice point. Just trying to get right there in the lash line. And I have a little bit of light colored eyeshadow in my lashes, so it looks a little funny right now, but once you put on some mascara, it takes care of all of that. Winging it. Okay, so that's how we have it right now. The next thing I did was just to use the smudge brush and take some Retro and do it right along the lash line on the bottom like this, just in little strokes along the lash line. The last thing I want to do is just add some black liner to my waterline, and I've already done it over here, so I'll just try to demonstrate it over here. And these are great. This is the Avon Glimmerstick. And I don't really even have to pull my eye or anything. It just kind of glides right onto that waterline. And gives you a little bit more of a dramatic look. Now, my friend Caroline from Mineral Madness suggested that I also add a little bit of Celestine to the bottom lash line just to add a little brightness. And I think I'll do that too. So I'm running out of time here, but and that's basically how you get the look. So I'll just finish my face and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.